Connecting the SWAC, the MEAC, SIAC, and the CIAA. The HBCU experience lives here. It's the HBCU Report with Rob Calloway.
This is the HBCU Report being heard via Spreaker.com. Happy Friday to you and yours. It is officially Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl weekend, and it is going down at the Georgia Dome tomorrow. 12 o'clock kickoff, ABC. ESPN will be there doing pregame stuff. It's going to be a great time. We've got North Carolina Central University taking on Grambling State University. Man, both of these teams, oh, my God, they are running like parallel courses, if you will. You have North Carolina Central, who opened the season with 2 losses to FBS opponents, and then after that, they haven't lost. They ran the gamut in the MEAC. And then you have Grambling out of the SWAC. They lost their season opener to Arizona, and that was followed by win after win after win, 9 straight wins. And so both of these teams have won their conference outright. Well, that's the only way to do the SWAC because of the SWAC championship. But North Carolina Central, as you remember, knocked off North Carolina A&T a few weeks ago to claim an outright MEAC championship, the first since 2012. And so we've got a jam-packed show coming up for you and yours. And we might as well just go ahead and jump into this thing right now. But, before we do, just want to send my condolences out to the family of Craig Sager, the longtime Turner Sports broadcaster. Lost his battle with cancer this week, and so just want to send condolences out again because he's been a fixture right here in the city that I love, the city where I was raised, right here in the city of Atlanta. And so, again, condolences go out to Craig Sager. He'll definitely be missed, not just in basketball, but just the sports world in general. You know, he blazed trails with those Blazers, man. Those Blazers. That's all I'll say. All right, but like I said, we got a jam-packed show coming up on tonight's show. And again, this is so nostalgic because for those of you that have been following the HBCU Report, you know that we kicked the HBCU Report off on 1380 WAOK News and Talk 1380 WAOK, 7 o'clock Friday night, 7 to 10 for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. And so we're here tonight because the game is early tomorrow. So we want to go ahead and get you ready and give you time to share tonight's show with your friends, with your family, with alumni of your respective university. And so coming up on tonight's show, we will hear from both coaches, Grambling State's Broderick Fobbs, also North Carolina Central's Jerry Mack, ESPN's Jay Walker, who will be doing color commentary during tomorrow's broadcast to join the show. But right now, joining us on the line is one of the people that is responsible for making this thing happen, the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl, keeping it on the forefronts of millions and millions' minds, talking about the executive director of the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. John Grant joins us right now on the line. First of all, John, thank you for joining us on the HBCU Report.
Thank you, Rob. Man, I'm always glad to be here with you. You've been so very kind to us in helping make sure that we got the message out about the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. So delighted to be here with you.
Oh, yeah, man. Just doing my part, brother. That's all. Now, got this big time matchup happening right here in Atlanta. A lot of things going on. ESPN's here, ABC's here. Everybody's here. The national media's here covering this event. So from your standpoint, I mean, with you being one of the intricate parts of this so far, how much excitement have you seen as we're like right around the corner from this thing?
Well, look, it's like a snowball rolling down the side of a snow-covered hill, as the Temptations would say. It just keeps growing. It's been really, really great what we're seeing and hearing, what the buzz is out there. You guys in the media have been doing just a wonderful job messaging this bowl game. And the thing that helps significantly, Rob, is when you have 2 teams coming in like the Eagles of North Carolina Central and the Tigers from Grambling with the records that they have, both of them ranked top 20 FCS, both of them with outstanding players. We can't help but, look forward to a wonderful and highly competitive football game on Saturday with this Celebration Bowl.
Absolutely. And I was telling some folks that the biggest thing about this to me, because I'm a real historian, when you talk about HBCUs, and one of the biggest things that have come out of this matchup here, and I was talking to Jay Walker about it, is the fact that the first two teams to hook up in the postseason, SWAC MEAC in the Pelican Bowl, was none other than Grambling State and North Carolina Central. So from a historic standpoint, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, 1972. Which was really the first effort at a MEAC versus SWAC national championship, which again was played at Wallace Wade Stadium in Durham, North Carolina. The Eagles against the Tigers. The Tigers won that game. So from, the Eagles, I'm sure, feel that they have, to avenge that, even though it was many years ago. We still like to consider it the Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali rematch when they had their Thriller in Manila. And so this one is a rematch here in the Georgia Dome between these two fine institutions that are coming in with very similar records, and both of them who are in the top 2 and 3 of undefeated winning streaks in the FCS. So this is going to be a really great game, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
This is the HBCU Report. Rob Calloway on the line right now with John Grant. He is the executive director of the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. Going down 12 o'clock kickoff live on ABC from the Georgia Dome. Now, Mr. Grant, let me ask you this. From a financial impact standpoint, how much, what type of financial impact would this have on the city of Atlanta?
Well, obviously, this is a slow time for the city leading into the holidays, not very much in terms of convention. So this bowl game fits into a wonderful slot. And being the first game to open the college football bowl season, we're filling a tremendous void as far as hotels, restaurants, shopping, etc. in the city. And what that really does, in talking to our hoteliers, the general manager of those hotels, it's giving people an opportunity to work before the holiday season. So normally they would, these people in the hotel would be idle. And many of them, sort of laid off for the holiday season. But now it gives them a chance, to be employed during the holidays. And we're really excited about what that means to people at this time of year leading into to the holidays for their families.
Absolutely. Now, before I let you go, I just want you to, for our listening audience that haven't heard you on this show the previous few times that we've had you on this season, can you just briefly talk about the impact that the 2015 Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl had on North Carolina A&T and Alcorn as we move forward and hopefully looking to see the same things with Grambling and North Carolina Central?
Well, these bowl games for the schools that are participating have tremendous implications, primarily on student recruitment. To parallel that, Alabama has won 4 national championships. In those 4 and having done so, they're out of state student entrance, meaning freshmen coming in, out of state students paying 2.5 times more than in-state students, has increased more than 67%. So last year with the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl, we saw the applications for both North Carolina A&T and for Alcorn State. At A&T, their applications for students who were interested in coming in this fall were up 90%. Alcorns were up 82%. But both schools had record enrollments in actual students entering in their freshman year. Both schools experienced record enrollments in the history of their universities with their freshman class. So this is these games, and especially this specific game, the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl, will have a tremendous impact on both North Carolina A&T and on Grambling State University as it relates to student recruitment and students who will be a renewed interest in attending these schools.
Absolutely. Great stuff. He is John Grant, Executive Director of the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. It goes down 12 o'clock kickoff live on ABC. Of course, ESPN is there. They'll be outside the dome doing that thing. So as you make your way on down to the Georgia Dome, make sure you stop by the ESPN set and see what's going on. And, of course, I'll be there. You'll be there, John. And, I just look forward to a good game. And before I let you go, thank you for joining us as many times as you have this season as we've been counting down to the Celebration Bowl. And we just really appreciate everything, your effort that you put into making this game a success.
And Rob, thank you again. I mean, you and your team, you guys have done just such a wonderful job. We rely heavily on you and to get the message to your listening audience about the value of this bowl game.
Absolutely. He is John Grant, Executive Director of the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl. John, once again, thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you during the trophy presentation.
Outstanding. Thank you, Rob.
All right, thanks, man.
It's the HBCU Report with Rob Calloway.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Connecting the SWAC, the MEAC, SIAC, and the CIAA. The HBCU experience lives here. It's the HBCU Report with Rob Calloway.
This is the HBCU Report being heard via Spreaker.com. We are powered by SportsNewsandBrews.com, your official source for sports, black news, political news, and the latest on your favorite craft beers. And, of course, it has all come down to this, the final weekend of HBCU football action. It is the Air Force Reserve Celebration Bowl, the second annual, and it's the North Carolina Central University Eagles taking on the Grambling State University Tigers. And right now, we're being joined on the line by a good friend of the show, Coach Jerry Mack, the three-time MEAC champion, Jerry Mack, with the North Carolina Central University Eagles. First of all, Coach Mack, thank you for joining us on the show.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me, Rob.
Not a problem, man. So the kickoff press conference, so you guys were in the ATL. I finally got a chance to personally meet you and Coach Fobbs for the first time. And it was really good to meet you, man.
Oh, man, it was my pleasure as well. Good to put a face with a name finally.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because see, your face is all over the internet. See, I'm like a ghost. Like you had to really search for me on Google. All right, but I always talk about historical things when it comes to HBCU football because, of course, the historical is the first word in HBCU. And John Grant, the executive director of the Celebration Bowl, he mentioned at the press conference something that during the question and answer, I was going to ask you guys, but, time just got away from us. But from a historical standpoint, the very first MEAC SWAC postseason matchup was the Pelican Bowl, 1972. It was Grambling State versus North Carolina Central University. So from a historical standpoint, how do you feel about, going head to head with Grambling, knowing that historically you guys were the first two to do this?
Oh, man, I think it's a great thing. You get one of those situations where, we've been talking about all year, kind of our tradition, our legacy, and having an opportunity to basically kind of have some history within the game itself. Not only this being an outright championship like it was when we played the Pelican Bowl back in the 70s. Also, too, it's just by coincidence it happened to be the other great team on the other side in the SWAC, and it's Grambling. So it's just funny how things all come full circle. And it's, to have some of that history, I think it's just a wonderful thing.
Absolutely. Now, we talked during the press conference. I know you guys have had plenty of time to heal up and recuperate. About a month off since you guys won the MEAC title in that game versus North Carolina A&T. So from a health perspective, I mean, how good has this been to be able to get so much rest?
Oh, man, it's been great. Our guys are, staying focused around, and they've been able to get healed up, and, they're able to get in the training room. And some of those bumps and bruises after a long 11-game season, they've been able to get healed up some. We even found some guys that, they've been out for about, 2 or 3 weeks. They'll be available for the game. So to have that time and to get our legs underneath us